This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm talking about a study from the Allianz Center for the Future of Retirement that found something striking. 64% of Americans are more worried about running out of money in retirement than they are of death. Now, yesterday I talked about the fear and what are some of the drivers of that. A lot of people cited credit card debt, spending too much, housing expenses that were keeping them struggling to save enough for retirement. And a big reason just comes to current expenses. You might have too much house, too much debt, too much day-to-day costs that are crowding out your long-term saving. And retirement, of course, it always feels far away. It's like, oh, I'll get to that later, until suddenly it's here. It's too late to catch up now. So what is the solution? Well, the solution depends on how far out you are from retirement. And if you are 5, 10, 15, 20 years out from retirement, then I think the answer is pretty simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And that is spend less and save more. It sounds pretty obvious, but many people do not actually know where their money is going every month. Almost always when you do this, you're going to discover that there are at least one or two areas where your perception doesn't even come close to matching reality. For example, maybe you think you spend $100 a month on eating out, but in reality, it's like $500 a month. And that $400 gap, that alone could be the difference between being on track for retirement and being behind. Travel is another really big one I see. Vacations are fun, but if you're behind on saving for retirement, we want to consider cutting back, like a season of sacrifice. It doesn't have to be forever. You don't have to never take a vacation again. But what would happen to your finances if you diverted money that you would spend on vacations into retirement and you built a habit of that and you did that for the next 3 years and you'd build some momentum, and then it would have sort of its own carved out line item in your budget where you could start taking vacations again. But now it's something that you've built as a habit and you've done so consistently over time. Speaking from experience as someone who doesn't travel much, mostly because I have 4 kids and it's just not that fun, skipping the big trips for 3 to 5 years or choosing a more modest, close to home getaway, it frees up thousands of dollars a year for your future. But I'm telling you, it does not mean that you're going to be miserable. Like, you can still live a very fulfilled, fun life without going on a vacation or multiple vacations every year. So if you're behind on saving for retirement and you say yes to a lot of these things like vacations and eating out all the time, it is important to take a hard look at what you're spending. Ask yourself some tough questions. I want to do some quick math with you to kind of hammer this point home. So if you're 10 years from retirement, let's say you've already been saving and you have a nice nest egg build up. Maybe you have $500,000 saved for retirement and you're 10 years away. If you add just $400 a month, about $4,800 a year, and you earn 7% annual return, that could help you cross that $1 million threshold. Those inputs, if you did that consistently year in and year out for 10 years and you made 7% a year, that would get you over $1 million by retirement. You'd go from $500,000 to $1 million in 10 years, saving $400 a month. And again, $400 is not doable for many people, but it is for most of you. I know if you look hard enough, you can find $400 to divert out of whatever you're spending money on today into something in your retirement account for the futures. And these small changes, they can have a massive impact over time. But going back to tracking your expenses, once you know where your money is going, you've made some intentional cuts to things that it's like, yeah, we can still eat out, but we're not going to eat out multiple times a week, maybe once every other week, or, cooking meals at home more, which can be fun. I do that all the time. I hardly ever eat out. What's that? I don't know. But we want to free up that space for retirement savings, paying down debt, building an emergency fund. These are all things that are going to put you on a better financial footing down the road. And from there, the planning just gets a lot easier. You can use a simple future value calculator. You just Google it. You use one where you can input the payment. And that way you can see, okay, what if I saved $400, $500, $1,000 extra dollars a month, given how far away I am from retirement, what would that do to my retirement nest egg? What could my retirement nest egg grow to versus what I'm saving right now? And I think that's really helpful too, because it provides that motivation. It encourages you. It's like, wow, I would definitely give up $400 a month today consistently if that meant that I could have $500,000 more dollars in retirement just if I keep letting it grow, keep saving, keep adding to it. I want that. All right. So the good news here, as far as tracking your expenses, figuring out future value calculators, running the numbers on your own situation, technology helps you to track your spending. You can run these projections. It takes very little time and effort to do it, just a little bit of focus, a little bit of motivation. You get clarity on your finances, where your money is going every month. You can understand what it's going to take to get you to your own particular retirement goals. And you build confidence then because now you have the knowledge and you can start making those changes today that are going to help ensure that you're not at risk of running out of money tomorrow. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Mitchikay, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.